Good morning, students. In the last video, we had started theory of demand. Today, let us discuss law of demand. What is law of demand? It states that if the price of the commodity increases, the demand for the commodity will decrease, and if the price of the commodity decreases, the demand for the commodity will increase. That means there is an inverse relationship between quantity demanded of a commodity and its price, other things remaining constant. Now, the law of demand will work only when other things or other factors other than price will remain the same. That means income of the consumer, market condition, and all the other factors, population, composition of consumer, all the things will remain the same. Then only this law of demand will work. Otherwise, it may happen that even after increase in price, the demand for a product may increase if other factors are not same. Now, demand, what is demand? We had discussed that demand is a situation in which a person has desire to buy a commodity, purchasing power to purchase that commodity, and thirdly, the eagerness to spend on that commodity. So, briefly we can say that the law of demand states that other things remaining constant, there is an inverse or opposite relationship between quantity demanded and own price of the commodity. So, suppose price of a particular vegetable increases in the market, normally consumer will purchase less of that commodity, and price of a vegetable decreases, then probably consumers will buy more of that commodity. So we can explain this or understand this with the help of this demand schedule. You can see price of a commodity, when it is rupees 10, the quantity demanded is 100 units. When the price falls to rupees 9, it becomes 150 units. Further, it falls to rupees 8, the demand is 200 units. So, on the basis of this demand schedule, we can draw a demand curve. So, this demand curve shows that when the price will fall, the demand will increase and demand curve will shift downwards towards the right. So, this is called demand curve. It is normally true in case of all the normal goods, but there are some exceptions in case of different goods which are not normal goods. What are the assumptions of law of demand? That means we have to assume that other things remain the same. So all other factors other than price should remain the same. What are the other factors? First is taste and preference of consumer are assumed to remain constant. That means they remain the same. So if a consumer likes a particular vegetable, the like of the consumer towards that vegetable should not change. There is no change in income of the buyer. If the income of buyer increases or decreases, then it may happen that the demand will change even due to no change in price of the commodity. Then price of related goods do not change. Third assumption, related goods as we discussed are substitute goods and complementary goods. Substitute goods like tea and coffee, complementary goods like bread and butter. If the price of the related goods, complementary or substitute, any good changes, there may be change in demand of a product without any change in its price. And last is consumer do not expect any significant change in the availability of the consumer in near future. So other important factor was that if there is expectation of change in price. So if there is no expectation of change in price of the commodity, then the demand of the commodity will be changing on the basis of the price. So why more of a good is purchased when the price falls? So we have to discuss what are the reasons behind the law of demand. or why does demand curve slope downwards? So basically the question is the reasons behind law of demand. Why does this law of demand work? So there are several reasons behind this law of demand, or law of demand holds good due to following reasons. So first is law of diminishing marginal utility. According to this law, as a consumer increases the consumption of a commodity. So we have learned that in this law of diminishing marginal utility, when you consume more and more of a particular commodity, the utility derived for additional unit goes on decreasing. So when you find that with additional consumption my utility will decrease, so why shall I purchase more at higher price? So he will purchase lesser at higher price, and thus there will be fall in demand. So the consumer will be willing to pay less for additional commodity rather than willing to pay higher. So when the price will decrease, then only he will pay for that commodity. Next is income effect. Income effect refers to change in quantity demanded when real income. Now here we are assuming that other factors like income of the consumer remain the same. Here income effect means real income, that means the change in purchasing power of a consumer due to change in price of the commodity. Whenever the price of a commodity decreases, the purchasing power of the consumer increases, because at the same income the consumer will now be able to purchase more units of the commodity. So real income increases due to fall in price, and real income decreases due to rise in price, and accordingly demand changes. Next is substitution effect. Now substitution effect works in the form, suppose when the price of tea will increase, people will shift from tea to its substitute, that is coffee. So this substitution effect is also working on the law of demand and holding it true. Now size of consumer group. When the price of a commodity falls, many more buyers can afford to buy it. Suppose price of mobile phone or smartphone falls, more and more people will now purchase smartphones. So we have observed that due to fall in prices of smartphones and mobile phones, the demand for the mobile phones have increased. And different uses. Milk is the best example of a commodity in which it can put to different use. When the price of milk is higher, normally people will purchase milk for essential things or essential use only, for example, for feeding the baby or for drinking only for health purposes. But when the price of the milk decreases, people will purchase more milk to make sweets, curds, and several other things. So when the price of milk decrease, its demand will increase. So these are the reasons behind the law of demand. Now exceptions to law of demand. Exceptions means the situations in which law of demand does not hold true or does not work. Law of demand does not work true on some goods like given goods or inferior goods. So in this what happens that due to fall in price of the commodity, the demand of the commodity does not increases, rather it falls, and due to rise in price of the commodity the demand may rise. Articles of distinction, for example, another example, articles of distinction or social distinction, the people purchase some goods when they are expensive, or rich people purchase some goods when they are expensive because they have a special status in the society that they are having rich commodities or expensive commodities. So they will purchase these things when the prices are high, and when the prices of these commodities will fall, they will not purchase it. So this can be true in case of jewelry or diamond. when the prices of jewelry or diamond are higher, rich people will purchase, and those rich people will discard them when those things will become a common thing or come to a common man. For example, iPhone, initially it was having more demand with rich people, but today they are not so much demanding these things because the price have fallen. And next is giffen goods or inferior goods. So suppose there is a type of pulses which is cheaper compared to other pulses. So when the price of other pulses increase so much that common people is not able to buy them, now they will purchase this cheaper pulse. For example, if the price of the cheaper one is normally 30 rupees kg and the expensive one is 80 rupees per kg, when the price of the expensive one becomes more expensive from 80 to 100, people may shift to the cheaper one which was initially 30 rupees, but now even at 40 rupees people will purchase the cheaper one, because even after purchasing at rupees 40 they are saving rupees 60, because for purchasing the expensive one now they have to pay rupees 100. So in spite of rise in price, it may happen that demand for the commodity may increase. These type of goods are called Giffen goods, because Giffen was the person or economist who propounded this theory or found this theory. Then third reason is when consumer judge quality of a commodity by its price. Law of demand does not work true when consumer feel that the expensive good will be a better one and cheaper good will be not better one. This can be true in case of organic foods, where normally organic foods are expensive. Even then, some people who have an inclination towards organic food, they will purchase them even at high prices. So in this case, law of demand does not work. So what does happen to the demand curve when law of demand does not work or it fails? Then the law of demand or the demand curve will go upwards, because with increasing price the demand of the commodity is also increasing. So in case of giffen goods, it happens that with increasing price of that commodity the demand of the commodity is also increasing. Then derivation of law of demand from consumers equilibrium. How do we understand law of demand from consumers equilibrium? In one commodity case we have learned that consumer is at equilibrium when the satisfaction derived from the commodity is equal to the rupee or rupee spent by the commodity. So with increase in consumption, what will happen? The utility will fall, and due to fall in utility the consumer is not deriving or having a satisfaction equal to the rupee he is spending, and so he will decrease the consumption so that his utility again increases. So this is one of the reasons behind law of demand. Secondly, in case of two commodities, what happens? We see this equation that MUX or marginal utility of commodity X by price of X should be equal to marginal utility of Y by price of Y, and this should be equal to marginal utility of money or rupee. At this point, a consumer has equilibrium in two commodities. When price of a commodity falls, suppose price of X falls, what is happening? Then marginal utility of X by Px is greater than mu of Y by Py. So to equate this situation, consumer will now be dissatisfied because he is not in equilibrium, because the satisfaction in case of commodity X is greater. So he has to equate the satisfaction with commodity Y. he will spend more money on X because he is having more satisfaction, and when he consume more of X, the satisfaction decreases, and thus with fall in price of X, the demand for X increases. And derivation of law of demand from law of diminishing marginal utility, we have learned that diminishing marginal utility says that as we increase more and more consumption of a commodity, its utility decreases. So at the same price, if he consumes more, the utility will be less, so he will stop consumption at more price. So the consumer will buy more only at lesser price. So this is all the reason behind law of demand. So go through these topics, law of demand, in your book also. Now come to next topic, movement along demand curve and shift in demand curve. Movement along demand curve is upward or downward movement on the same demand curve. So as you can see in the graph that there is a demand curve, there is a movement along the demand curve from various points. So downwards there is a movement from left to right when there is fall in price of the commodity. With the fall in price of commodity, demand increases, and there is rightwards and downward shift in demand curve. When there is rise in price of the commodity, there is leftwards and upward shift in the demand curve. This is called shift in demand curve. So when we move down, situation of extension of demand is there. When we move downwards, there is more demand at lesser price. This is called extension of demand. And when we move leftwards, it is called contraction of demand. That means we are buying less. So we can understand it. Extension of demand occurs when quantity demanded increases. It is also called expansion of demand. So when the quantity demanded increases, there is extension of demand, and when the quantity demanded decreases, it is contraction of demand. So go through these examples also. How does movement along the demand curve happen? Or there is a different concept, shift in demand curve. You will understand about it. Movement along the demand curve happens when there is increase in demand due to fall in price, and it is called contraction. Increase in demand, it is called extension, and when there is decrease in demand due to increase in price, it is called contraction. So we can understand this movement of demand curve with the help of this table and the graph. See the table. When the price of a commodity is ₹5, quantity demanded is 1 unit. When the price decreases to ₹1, quantity demanded is 5 units. Now what is happening? You see in this graph. At ₹5, demand is 1 unit. Price is shown at y-axis, demand is shown at x-axis. And when the price is ₹1, the demand is 5 units. So you can see this is extension of demand because demand is increasing due to fall in price. Contraction of demand, see this table, just opposite of it. When price is ₹1, demand is 5 units. When price is ₹5, demand is 1 unit. So this is called contraction of demand. So here we observe, although the graphs seem to be same, but in first case or previous case, demand was increasing and the point was going downwards towards the right. Here there is shift from B to A, upwards towards the left. So this is contraction of demand. Now the new topic, shift in demand curve. What is shift in demand curve? The demand curve altogether shift either rightwards or either leftwards. So when there is increase in demand, it is called rightward shift or forward shift, and when there is decrease in demand at the same price. So when there is change in demand due to factor other than price, that is called shift in demand curve. Movement of demand curve happens due to change in price. So here we can see at the same price there is increase in demand of commodity from 20 to 30 units. It will be shown by this. You can see that the price remains the same, but the demand increases from 20 to 30 units. This is called shift in demand curve or rightward shift in demand curve, because the demand shifts from A to B rightwards. Then similarly there will be leftward shift in demand curve when there is decrease in demand even at the same price. So this is all about today's discussion. In the next video I will discuss the remaining topics. Thank you.